Hello and welcome to a brand new Let's Play of Limbo. Limbo is a game that came out a little while ago, and it's really one of my favorite games, I think, ever. At least certainly that came out in the last 5 years and change, for sure. It's kind of it's a bit of one of those games where there's a dark and scary world with a small child with ghost-like eyes who has to try to navigate through it because isn't life horrible, and so on and so forth. And it really connected with me. I'm maybe a little embarrassed to say on that level. Um, so I guess I'm gonna go through this. Kind of wanted to talk more about the art of the game, or kind of how I feel about the art of the game, since this is a game with very little story, practically no story to it, just what you can read into it yourself. And in that way, it kind of turns into one of these games as art examples that I think we could all really enjoy. I imagine everybody who plays this game kind of goes through it a little differently, feels a little differently about it. I don't think they would think anybody would have the same reaction to it, exactly the same. Before I get started, I do want to say that I will be complaining somewhat about my childhood, because I think that's kind of, to me, that's sort of the point of the game. It's the point of this game is to play this and complain about your childhood. But I do want to say, in spite of anything you might hear me say, I had a good childhood. I'm not a damaged or alone person. I think I live a good life, gainfully employed. I have good friends. I have a close relationship with my brother, my mother, and my father. I don't have any other siblings. You know, did I mention I have a girlfriend? That's very important on the internet. You have to always mention you have a girlfriend, sometimes twice, and imply without quite saying it that she's super hot, but she is. Anyway, let's get started. Just looking at the start screen here, you can see kind of what looks like maybe a damaged treehouse. You can hear flies buzzing. You can see them kind of around the bee and a broken ladder. We'll kind of return to this in a minute, but for now, let's go ahead and get started on a brand new game. You can actually just sit here all day. You're gonna have to push a button. By the way, the the only text that sort of said or implied or what have you that there was a story to the game. Here's our main character waking up, as it were, in what may or may not be a limbo. I completely love the little film kind of effects they have going. It just says that a boy has gone looking for his sister. That is the only thing. So, we can run, we can jump, albeit very little. That's kind of it. To the left here, there was a secret egg you can stomp on. I'm actually not gonna go around and get all the eggs. There are a bunch of eggs, I think 10, that you can get an achievement for, and then there's like 10 more secret eggs. And to be honest, that part of the game doesn't really interest me, so I'm not gonna. I will be getting eggs as I remember where they are, come across them. But you know, so the camera will zoom in and out. Some things are sort of physically based, some aren't. For example, we can slide down cliffs. One thing about this game that I like to show is there are a lot of fun ways to die. Like getting impaled on spikes. Don't worry too much about dying. The game auto-saves very often. You'll have no problems. Now, you can only fall so far in the game. Obviously, you don't have any health, you don't have any lives, there'll be no power-ups. Not that sort of a game. If I start dying excessively at some point, of course... Can't get up here. If I can't, you know, make it happen, then I'll be cutting deaths out. But so when you get up to something you can interact with, hold down shift. In this case, we're gonna drag this cart. I guess that's as far as it can be dragged, so we can hop on top of it and then up to the building. Hooray! That was good, clean fun. Now we can climb down the rope. I actually bought this game on Steam just purely based on its original bit where it talked about, let's see, some other. Its original bit talked about, you know, a boy looking for his sister. And so my thought was, huh, what a strange thing, because I always wanted a sister. Oh, by the way, we can't swim either. Something wrong with this dude. He just cannot get it together as far as just pumping his arms. I always wanted a sister growing up. I remember guys that had sisters would complain about it, and I always thought that would probably be great, you know. I have the one brother, and he is a great brother. We're a year and I want to say 7 months apart. Pretty close, actually. I should really ask my parents about that sometime. But I never had a sister, and I remember like my mom would actually threaten sometimes, like, you know, your dad and I should get you too a sister, and my brother would be like, no, that'd be horrible. I was like, yeah, it'd be horrible. In my head, I was like, would it? Seems like it'd actually be kind of nice. I don't know. Not that I haven't known guys who have sisters that they don't get along with, but it does seem like most people don't get along with their siblings, which I think is kind of sad and unfortunate for them. By the way, metaphor alert. We're taking a boat. We're crossing a river. We might be in limbo. Hint, hint, hint. Yeah, I should have to spell this out. So, but secretly, I was always like, I do want a little sister. I guess maybe in some ways it was childish, you know. Maybe I thought of her more as a, like a, you know, little dog or something. And, no jumping up here. What to do? What to do? I don't think you can sail back. I just want to see if it would let you. No, I'll let you sail back. You can, however, jump in the water and drown. Not advisable, but there is this handle on the front of the boat. Let me haul this on here. But yeah, I did definitely want a sister. I don't know. Would have been nice. I think I just kind of wanted somebody else that, like, I could have been a big brother for. Ultimately, I wonder if every little brother kind of goes to that. So you can jump off that. If every little brother goes to that, I guess I doubt it, but. And a sister would have been ideal, because of course neither of us had a sister. Alright, now the first time I actually played this, I tried doing a complicated physics thing, because you can actually swing ropes. And so I kept thinking, oh, you know, I'm going to need to swing this thing hard enough and flip it around, or some real, you know, earthworm gym action, but no, that's not what you're supposed to do. You just climb up this thing and jump over it. But it was actually years later when I was an adult that I found out that my parents couldn't have had another child after me. You know, because I was perfect, and because of, I guess, certain complications during my birth. Oh, these are fun. These are, oh, you'll see. Bear traps. Really diabolical bear traps. I do enjoy all the killing in this game. Alright. However, like a real bear trap, you can just haul it away, so, you know, trying to worry about it. Jumping is a little sensitive to get around the bear traps, but not super bad. 2 fireflies going away up there. I remember being kind of bummed out when I found out about that from my parents. Oh, actually that bear trap I didn't see. That's funny. Okay. I'm gonna have to go here. That is disgusting. Some dead animal. There are a lot of physics puzzles on here that sort of follow the Sierra Adventures model. At least in my head they do, which is the I'm just going to try this because I have no idea what else to do. I said earlier about swinging, then we can swing away up here. I'm not sure if we had to swing, but... Oh, there's one other thing. Oh, didn't show it. Well, anyway. I was going to show you how falling can be bad for... There we go. No. Well, maybe I'm just remembering things wrong, but I always thought falling was less forgiving. Apparently it really is. Another thing I like about the art is how the boy's eyes always... No, don't jump off like that. I want you to swing. Why do you do that? Eyes are very, very white. Alright, here we go. Definitely gonna make it this time. There we go, feeling it. The background is always kind of murky. I guess it's just sort of a forest. I wonder if anybody else ever had that experience though. It never really bothered me, it never made me, it definitely didn't make me happy, but it was just sort of this idea of like, oh, like the whole time when rushing rock. This whole time when I wanted to have something else, my mom even implied it once or twice, like, oh, it was never an option. Haha, I guess. Strange. Always strange to hear your parents do that stuff, but it's what happens when you get older. You're not a kid anymore. This all looks very interesting. These trees and such on, and a vine. Can't get to any of them. Now this is odd. I'm not really sure why there are flies buzzing over the water. Definitely don't see that very typically. But there are boxes aplenty in the game. I'm gonna do a little more Indiana Jonesing. The good kind though, not the Kingdom of Crystal Skull kind. That stuff was just, woo, was that bad. I'm sorry for even mentioning it. I'm sure there are people right now having flashbacks. They're like, oh yeah, there was another indie movie, and it was horrible. Ignore the Steam notification. I know I am. No, huh? Alright. Oh, I got distracted from myself. So a lot of the stuff in this game is sort of the Sierra Adventures or, you know, King's Quest, that kind of thing. Which is, I'm just going to do whatever it looks like I can do at any given moment. Oh, I missed that vine. Come on, buddy. We're going to get the vine. There you go. Why did you do that? The game is a little finicky on deciding when you're still climbing and when you're stop climbing. See one of those little eggs over there? That's what I'm going for. Smush. Feels good. No apparent purpose to it, but you know, hey. Now you can just jump down there, but like I said earlier, there are all these jumps that you can't survive. That's probably about as far as fall as you can survive. And now we're going to show a little makeshift raft. Oops, into the water. Before the water gets too deep and we have to drown. There's a lot of physics interactions with this game. You know, your character has wave, you can jump on things, you can swing, etc. Yada yada yada. It's very fun. Also can't overemphasize just the, well, I suppose it's not music, is it? But all the audio cues. I don't even know what's up with this tree branch, huh? Oh my god, spider! I can't even tell you how scared of spiders I am. I'm trying to remember what it takes to get them to come at you. Oh, that actually doesn't kill you. That kills you. Ah! I gotta get at least one death in on the boss. So that was the little boss right here. Funny though, it won't really make another move on you. Try to get his attention. Then he is shaking the ground, so you need to get him to keep shaking it to knock the trap down. You could kind of hear it rattle there a second ago. Now it leans forward, he really commits, and now we have our own trap, which I'm going to push instead of pull. Always been afraid of spiders. I think it was that movie Arachnophobia that did it, really. just barely missed it. You lost, friendo. Let's see, you lost one leg. Come on, buddy. Commit. That should have counted. I was never into torturing spiders. Whoa! Never really into torturing spiders, but definitely never liked them. Smack! That's 3 legs gone. And now the trap is damaged and the spider went up into the trees and we have no idea where it went to. Ugh. Hate spiders. When I was at Boy Scouts as a kid, we would go to summer camp, which is a ton of fun, by the way. I highly recommend that everybody go to be in Boy Scouts and go to summer camp. But in the we had to change our first year to go swimming. We had to change in this little closet by the designated swimming area at the river, and it was just this little lightless, windowless closet. Did you hear something like skittering? And there again. And it was completely, I mean, filled, just volumetrically filled with daddy long legs. Okay, tough going through these webs, eh? Stuck. Sure hope there's nothing creeping up behind me. Like a spider that's maybe unhappy about the 3 legs that we chopped off of it. Really need to go. Really need to go. Come on. Come on. Let me go. I'm a nice person. No. That's not gonna end well. Interestingly, this is not death. But you do need to start shaking as much as you can. Now we move by hopping. Man, is that unfair? But yeah, millions of daddy long legs. They cover the ceilings, the walls, and they're doing this little crazy twitching thing that daddy long legs do, and they all get together. If you've seen it, you'll never forget it. So I guess what I'm saying is I'm fully justified in being afraid of spiders. It manifests these days in manly ways. You know, like I just see spiders and have to kill them everywhere they are. Very easy to slip as a cocoon. But we'll just be a little more careful as we creep up to the edge. Boink! Will nothing free us of our horrible cocoon. What a terrible night to have a curse. Jump! You gotta jump earlier when you're a cocoon, by the way. Just this is one of those things. It emphasizes just the unfairness of the game. Had to do it. Basically, once you get this rock really going, once it gets on the decline, feel free to get out of the way. But anyways, I keep showing the auto save kicks in quite well and quite often, so feel free to experiment and jump into spikes. No. Anyway, then we're gonna, as you could kind of start seeing before I got off the last one, we're just gonna keep rolling this nice big rock forward. It is gonna roll faster, that's alright. We're just that gosh darn good at hopping. I sure hope there's nothing skittering behind me that might be horrible and creepy and Why is it that your doom is always following you in such a creepy, awful manner, you know? I mean, we cut 3 of his legs off. Shouldn't he just kind of, you know, bugger off, so to speak? Perhaps even literally? There's a bug, get it? And we went through some brambles, and the brambles tore off our cocoon. We're a little hurt. But nothing too bad. You know, nice little piece of cocoon still sticking to us. What? Another person? Truly? No. Truly not. And it actually looks more like a doll than a person. Hard to say, but our character does have some definition. You can see some things kind of sticking out of him. Best to just think of it as a doll, I think. Another one of the great traps in this game. Yeah, just have to immediately jump. But who sets the traps? Who leaves the hanged effigy, you know? Big open world. Just gotta keep jumping, I guess. Oh look, there's somebody else impaled in the background. Can't quite convince myself it's a doll this time. Not the right way to do that. Gross. We're gonna quickly jump to freedom. Notice there are spikes on that log. At least they look like spikes. Hard to tell when everything's black and white, isn't it? Oh! Kind of a rudimentary tree fort there in the background, isn't there? I love the traps in this part. Speaking of which, there is one trap that I missed. It just feeds you right onto the spike. Gross. But enough about showing off the traps. Let's go solve this the way it's meant to be. Jump! That was exciting, no? And then a nice ominous musical cue kicks in. We jump to avoid the spikes at the bottom of the pit there. Yes, those are spikes. As we charge forward and the camera zooms in and we get ominous music. Dun, 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 dun. It's like a dummy of a spider. Somebody's manipulating it, but why? Huh. One of the weird things about life is how everybody starts out super cool, but everybody thinks that niceness is a virtue. Anyway, who was that boy? Why was he running away from us? Why was he trying to hit us with his spider thing? Well, I think you know what's coming next. We're gonna find out, sort of, who that kid was next time on Let's Play Limbo. Thanks for watching.